Hey guys, what's going on? Thanks to G2A for sponsoring the channel. Reference link in the description below. Didn't know what to do today. I'm very tired. We went out to like a lights thing. I'll see if I can put a picture on the video for you. We went out to like a light display with the family, and it was really lovely. But I'm quite tired now. So I do want to continue doing Wild Rift content. You might have seen my last video and thought, that's a big doom and glooming scoundrel. I did feel a bit doom and gloom on Monday. I won't lie. But I still want to keep doing Wild Rift content. I do really like the game. Like, ultimately, League of Legends has been a love of mine for 10 years, and Wild Rift has just been an extension of that. You know, I've been even more in love with the game. So I still want to do Wild Rift content. I just needed to have a bit of a rant, I suppose. Sometimes, I don't rant that often, guys. I'm not really a ranty YouTuber. But I needed a bit of a rant. Esports is very close to my heart. Casting is very close to my heart. Casting Wild Rift is even closer. So losing that was a bit upsetting. So today, we are going to do box opening. Hell yeah. We're going to be box opening until I get all of the Crystal Rose stuff. And we're going to be talking about Wild Rift and kind of some thoughts about Wild Rift in general. And also kind of expanding on some of your comments from the last video. I know a lot of you were talking about Mobile Legends. A lot of you were talking about AOV and Honor of Kings and kind of what Wild Rift could and couldn't do. So it's going to be a bit of talking, a bit of opening. Also a bit of like, why the F have we got a gacha system in League of Legends? You know, one of the funny things, I believe, and I wrote this down, I believe one of the unique selling points of Wild Rift has always been a fair monetization system. And then we've gone full gacha. Right, so, we need to buy some Crystal Rose keys. It's going to cost me, I don't know, how many do you think we should buy to start off with? Should we buy 30? 30 Crystal Rose keys. It's going to cost me 3,000 wild cores. Let's go. Right. I believe the average-ish spend is like 7,000 or something wild cores to get everything. So let's see if we can beat that. Wait, did I get a skin on my first pull? Or is this just the opening? I received 4 Crystal Rose tokens. Oh, wait. Did I get Lux? Shit! I got Crystal Rose Riven. Sorry, Crystal Rose Riven. Wait, did I get Crystal Rose Vi as well on my first set of pulls? Okay. Don't tell me I get a Kali at the same time. Okay, so what do I do with these coins? I haven't even looked at... Okay, so Crystal Rose Akali is 32 coins. Grand entrance. All right, so this just gets you all of these kind of like bits and bobs. All right, I don't want all of these. I just want some. So I've just got Crystal Rose Riven and Crystal Rose Vi, so I could unlock Crystal Rose Akali. I think you can unlock any of this stuff from the boxes, right? Let's open again. If I end up with way more, I'm just going to skip now. If I end up with way more, if I get them in the first 10 pulls, like what's going on? Okay, I don't think I got Akali there. Try again. So yeah, like I think Wild Rift's an interesting spot right now. I got an icon. Wild Rift is clearly like a good game. I think anyone that's played Wild Rift will say it's a good game, right? You guys will probably play this and think it's a very, very polished mobile MOBA. More polished than a lot of the other mobile MOBAs on the market. But something that I actually wrote an essay about for my MBA. For those of you that don't know, I've just completed and have actually just had my award, my mark given to me. I've just completed my Masters of Business Administration, and one of the essays that I had to complete was a strategic marketing essay, and I chose to do a strategic marketing essay on Wild Rift. And the general thematic that I went with was that Wild Rift was a superior product, but it was too late to market. So there's something that we talk about and it's actually a relatively novel concept in games marketing these days. It's called the free-to-play conundrum. I kind of made that phrase up, but it summarizes what we mean by the free-to-play conundrum. The free-to-play conundrum is that it's very easy, especially when you're the first game on the market in a particular genre, to get people to play your game when it's free-to-play. Because obviously there's no barrier to entry. You click the download button. The only barrier that a lot of people have is the amount of data they can use in their phones for a mobile game, for instance. So it's no barrier to entry for people looking to play the game. The trouble comes with retaining the players. Now, if you are very good and you've got a very good product, you're early to the market and you have a strong ability to retain players. By retaining players, you allow them over a number of years to invest time, build friendship circles, invest probably a lot of money through microtransactions, and in general feel like, almost like a gambler's fallacy, feel like they can't give the game up because they've already put too much into it. And that's how a lot of people probably feel about AOV and Mobile Legends and even Honor of Kings, etc. Those games that are on the market where people feel like they've put too much into them to let them go. And that's the barrier that you build up. If you are first to market as a free-to-play game and you have a strong ability to retain players, you end up in a situation where you essentially get them hooked and they can't leave easily. And for anybody that then follows you into the market, they have a very high barrier to entry, even if they're free to play. They have a very high barrier for entry, especially if you've captured the majority of the market, which, as far as I know about Mobile Legends, it kind of has already captured the majority of the mobile MOBA market, especially in Southeast Asia. Right? Let's open some more. So, in marketing, we generally talk about two things. We have first movers and followers. I got the Akali icon. First movers are people who come into the market and they are the first to market. They may not necessarily be the best product, but they get into the market first. And especially in a new category, like mobile MOBA was a relatively new category sort of 5 to 6 years ago. Especially in a new category, if you're first mover and you're the only option, or you're the best of the first options, people are going to pick you. And as a free-to-play game, you want people to pick you and you want people to stick with you. Now, you have a time frame after first movers come into the market in free-to-play games where the audience has tried that game out and would be willing to switch because they haven't invested that much into it. Unfortunately, that time frame went way out the window for Wild Rift compared to Mobile Legends and AOV. And what you usually see in traditional marketing is a follower. A follower would observe what has been happening in that market space and then make their product better, bring a new USP to the market that would have the audience or the whoever you're trying to appeal to say, oh, that's really good. Like, okay, I'm gonna ditch this one and go for that one. That works in traditional marketing, especially in physical products, because you can't change physical products. Once you've bought them, unless you're upgrading, whatever, once you've bought them, you can't actually change physical products very easily. And if you can, like I said, it's probably not that easy. Doesn't really work for live service games like Mobile Legends and Wild Rift. Anything that Wild Rift brought to the table as a follower advantage, so a part of their product that they'd iterated on, could immediately be cancelled out by Mobile Legends just copying them. Mobile Legends could see a feature that Wild Rift has got and say, we like that, we're just going to put it in our game, because we can update our product all the time. And in fact, over the course of those 4 years, it's not like the Mobile Legends that launched 4 years ago is the same Mobile Legends. That Mobile Legends has been iterating over the course of those 4 years and making their product better and trying to retain their audience, right? So you don't get traditional follower advantages in live service games. And so the only thing that Wild Rift had going for it was the original. It has a very, very strong IP and universe background. So like, KDA, all the champions, all, worldwide IP with like League of Legends, and, known for fair monetization and this idea of higher quality gameplay, right? So that was kind of like the angle that Wild Rift was wanting to use. The problem was it just wasn't strong enough to overcome this massive, massive gap that they had to fill with the fact that Mobile Legends had got like 4 years of investment from the majority of its audience in Southeast Asia, and people had built like entire friend groups around Mobile Legends. They had like whole communities built around this thing. You're not just going to force people to drop that because the original comes onto the market. Let's see if we get. So that's essentially my TLDR on my marketing thesis, is that Wild Rift technically was the superior product. Right, we didn't get it in the first 30 keys. There's a 0.6% chance. What was the chance to get Riven? 150. I've got a decent amount of Crystal Rose tokens, right? I could just buy a Kali for 32 in a minute. Kind of want this as well, though. That's pretty cool. So yeah, that's the TLDR. How do I get out of this? So I want to. How do I get out of the store? It's just like this very hard to see cross. Right, let's buy a load more. Should we buy 20 more? Buy 20 more. Okay, so we spent 5,000 wild cores. Skip. Okay. Okay, I didn't get diddly crap from that. When I can buy a Kali in a minute, right? Okay. Skip. Have I got a Kali yet? No. Let's try again. I didn't naturally pull a Kali, but I can just unlock her. Fine, we've got a Kali now. I actually think... Oh, that skin is nice, but I swear they've just used some of the KDA things for that Akali skin. That's a nice skin. And then we want Grand Entrance, which I think we can literally just about afford on the dot. And now we have like poses, but I don't really care about the poses. I already own that. Right, so I got everything for about... Everything that I wanted anyway, for 5,000... In fact, I literally have unlocked everything apart from the poses, but who cares about the poses? For 5,000 wild cores, which I actually think is relatively good. I think 5,000 wild cores for all of the skins and all of the stuff is actually a pretty good luck. So I got really lucky pulling Vi and Riven literally in the first pull, which is ridiculous. Obviously didn't get a Kali, but I got her through the tokens, so I've done pretty well there. But so like, what do I think about the future of Wild Rift? Well, here's my honest take. I don't think Wild Rift, without help from Riot, is going to get any bigger. I think Riot's best option to grow the market is to wait and try and capture newer mobile gamers coming into the space. They've got two markets that I think really appeal to. You've got genuine mobile-first gamers. Now, to really actually establish yourself in those markets, I think you're going to have to be looking at trying to capture the market that are just thinking about getting into gaming, just thinking about picking up a game on their mobile phone, not yet into Mobile Legends, haven't yet touched AOV, Mobile Legends, Honor of Kings. Difficult to do, difficult market to even know how to target, but that's the market you want. The other market are people like me, and I actually think this is a market that they maybe underserved a little bit. I'm an ex-League of Legends gamer that doesn't have time to play the full-length PC games anymore. But I love being able to play shorter-length games like on my phone that feel just as good. I actually think they maybe neglected to target that market as much as they could have done. I think they wanted to. I think there was definitely their as far as I'm aware, that was their game plan out the gates, because they didn't actually think that the product was good enough to compete with other mobile MOBAs, so they weren't going to go hard for the other MOBA markets. But I think they wanted to try and capture people who already knew about League of Legends and ex-League of Legends PC gamers. But I feel like there's a bigger market there that could be convinced to pick up Wild Rift. They just need their hands on it, or just need to be able to see it a bit more. But frankly, without Riot's help, I don't see Wild Rift suddenly exploding in popularity. I think Wild Rift will slowly increase in popularity, but I don't see it exploding in popularity. So I actually don't see esports coming back to North America and Europe anytime soon, because I just don't think there's going to be a sudden explosion of people wanting to watch esports in those regions for Wild Rift. Neither do I even think there's going to be that much of an explosion in viewership for content from those regions. My second most viewed region on my YouTube is USA. But I obviously only represent a very small... my viewership's quite small. I'd love to... I think Hell's is relatively similar, but I think the majority of our audiences actually come from Southeast Asia. The other thing is, I think... I don't know what... Look, and here's my... Everyone who's watching from India, here's my honest opinion. Riot probably really want to release in India, but something's stopping them. You would be fucking stupid to not release in India, and I think Riot are very well aware of that. Riot would probably love to release the game in India. They're just, for some reason that we don't know about, they're probably not able to. Something's blocking them. Something's stopping them from releasing in India. Because India is such a ridiculously huge market. PUBG Mobile has shown how strong India is as a mobile games market. COD Mobile has shown how strong India is as a mobile games market. I'm pretty certain that Riot want to release in India. I have absolutely no shadow of a doubt. If they could say, turn on the lights in India tomorrow and here's Wild Rift in your app stores, that's what they'd do. But they obviously, for some reason, can't. Because it would be the dumbest decision ever not to release in India. The other thing is maybe there just isn't the infrastructure there, but I can't see how they would struggle to do that given other mobile games clearly have got the infrastructure that, you know, third parties can help provide infrastructure. But for whatever reason, they can't release in India. They're just either being blocked or there's something stopping them. Because they are definitely not intentionally deciding not to, because it's such a massive portion of the mobile games market that they are literally not even trying to cater to, and it just doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense, and I'm certain they probably either can't talk about it, or internally just don't have an answer right now because they themselves are struggling to get things over the line. So yeah, that's my take on India as well. But hey, look. I hope you enjoyed the kind of the random rant about and talk about Wild Rift. The game's great. The game's one of the best mobile games I've ever played up there with Vainglory. And I'm gonna continue to enjoy to play it. I might do other content on this channel. Have you guys seen that video that I did that's like the top 10 games from the early 2000s? Or the top 15 games? That's got like 1 million views. That's my most viewed video on my channel by miles. If you guys want, and I think I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that type of stuff for like the top 10 mobile games that you guys should play in 2022. Just sort of fun content. You could listen to my crappy voice talk over stuff, and it might do well for my channel. That's kind of what the aim I want to go for it. But hey, look, that's it for me. I got very lucky on Crystal Rose, and I managed to pull everything for 5,000, so that's good. I'll see you soon. Oh, let me know what you think about the discussion in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I liked reading everyone's thoughts in the video last time. It was fun.